has survived a rebellion in the Commons tonight following that decision to abolish the 10p rate of income tax. 18 Labour MPs joined the Tories and the Lib Dems, demanding more compensation for those people affected. The government had warned that defeat would have ruined the entire budget package. David Davis, the former Shadow Home Secretary, has accused MI5 of outsourcing torture. He was speaking just a few minutes ago in Parliament about the case of Rangzieb Ahmed, who was convicted in December last year of directing terrorism. Our Home Affairs correspondent, Daniel Sanford, has the story.
Rangzieb Ahmed surrounded by police on his return to Britain. Now a convicted al-Qaeda terrorist, his case was described tonight as an evidential showcase of British complicity in torture. The allegation was made by David Davis using parliamentary privilege to avoid secrecy laws.
What I'm talking about today is just as much about defending our own civilised standards as it is about deploring what was done to this man in the name of defending our country.
Ahmed had been under surveillance in Britain starting in 2005, and by the summer of 2006 there was enough evidence to charge him. But instead of detaining him in Manchester, the police and MI5 allowed him to leave the country and fly to Pakistan, where on the 20th of August he was arrested. David Davis says this was done at the suggestion of the British. The Pakistanis, notorious for their treatment of terrorist suspects, took him into custody and apparently tortured him. Ahmed says he was beaten with sticks, whipped with tyre rubber, and had 3 fingernails removed from his left hand. David Davis says that once Rangzieb Ahmed had been arrested in Pakistan, it was the security service MI5, along with Greater Manchester Police, who drew up the list of questions to be put to him. And it was MI5 who arranged for that list to be sent to the Pakistani intelligence agency, the ISI. Ahmed says that when he was being interrogated, the questions came from a document marked UK-Pakistan secret. He says he was visited in detention by MI5 and MI6 officers, but they never returned after he complained he was being tortured. Then in September 2007, more than a year after he was detained in Pakistan, he was deported and flown back to Britain, where before he even stepped off the plane, he was arrested and subsequently tried and convicted of directing a terrorist organisation.
A more obvious case of the outsourcing of torture, a more obvious case of passive rendition, I cannot imagine.
Of course, MI5 and MI6 can't respond directly to the claims, but the government has repeatedly insisted that the intelligence agencies do not condone or collude in torture, and at Rangzieb Ahmed's trial, the judge didn't accept many of his allegations. Daniel Sanford, BBC News.